welcome to your daily devotional series on Isaiah. Today we reach Isaiah 18. Happy Easter, everyone. This is Easter and it is Easter Sunday. So it's a very special day in our calendar as Christians. I was at the service this morning online. We did the Belfast and Dublin Church did a united little service today. And it was just really encouraging. The message was really good by Richard Lee. The communion by Kunle, who was actually over in Nigeria. He did that this morning for us. And just beautiful singing by Mary Boyce. So thanks to everyone involved in that. It was really encouraging. The message itself was encouraging, but also just seeing everybody online. Well, the people that I did see, which wasn't very many, but the people I did see, and you just see people's names watching in, lots of comments as well. So it really just builds you up to know that the people I met with every week are still all there. So really encouraging. I do hope we get the chance to really reflect on today. He is risen. That's the message from today. I no longer need to fear death. I don't need no longer to worry about my sin. And all the things that Jesus said, they're all true. They were authenticated, as Richard said today, by the fact of his risen life. That the grave could not keep hold of him, but he rose again. So just fantastic today. I do hope you're encouraged by your services that you can get to touch into online. So today we're going to look at Isaiah 18, and it's a strange prophecy described in some people's eyes as probably the strangest in the Bible. Isaiah, sorry. It's Isaiah 18. It's a prophecy against Cush. Now, Cush was a Hebrew term for Ethiopia. So actually, when we talk about Cush here, we're talking about Ethiopia. It talks about woe to the land of whirring wings along the rivers of Cush, which send envoys by sea, impetuous boats over the water. Go swift messengers to a people tall and smooth-skinned, to a people feared far and wide, aggressive nation of strange speech, whose land is divided by rivers. So what's going on here is the people of Judah were being attacked by the Assyrians. They were coming in and taking them off. So Assyrian was coming in to attack Judah. But below all of this, to the south of Judah, was, as we know, the continent of Africa, with the country of Ethiopia there, also described as Cush. The Ethiopians were essentially sending messengers to Judah and asking them, do you want our help to go and attack Assyria? That's the interpretation. There's maybe a couple of interpretations, but it's certainly the people of Ethiopia, and they're saying, look, why don't you come and get help from us? And you could probably look at this a little bit like a previous occasion where Ahaz went to Tiglath-Pileser to get help to attack Syria and Israel. And they made alliances with countries and kings, and then they were kind of dependent on that king or nation, and then they ended up being subjugated by them. So it was a bit like Ethiopia wanting to, if it may potentially have power here, to then attack Assyria. So it was never a good idea necessarily to align yourself with human kings and other countries, because they would end up being the ones that would end up destroying you. But Ethiopia gave an offer of help to the people of Judah and says, let us go and help you to attack Assyria. So you think, well, where is God in all this? Like, are the people of Judah, can they not rely on their God? People will always rely on their gods, this particular culture that Israel is surrounded by. Well, God does respond, and he says, look, all you people of the world who live on the earth, when a banner is raised on the mountains, you will see it, and when a trumpet sounds, you will hear it. So God was saying, look, when I decide to attack Assyria and deal with them for my people, you'll know about it. When I'm going to come and help my people who cry out to me day and night, when I come to help them, don't worry about it. The trumpet will sound. The earth will know. You know, I'm not incapable of helping them. And my hands aren't tied. I'm not lacking in power. I'm not lacking in a love or interest for my people. I will actually watch out for them. And by the way, the title of Isaiah 18 is God is watching over all events. God is watching over events. So it says here that God says, look, when I want to help, you'll know about it. And I'm not lacking in anything. That's not the problem. I'm not lacking in the ability to deal with this. When I deal with it, you will know. You don't need to rely on the people of Ethiopia. And this is what he said. This is what the Lord says to me. So Isaiah said, this is what the Lord says to me. I will remain quiet and will look on from my dwelling place, like shimmering heat in the sunshine, like a cloud of dew in the heat of harvest. This is what the Lord says to me. He says, I will remain quiet and will look on from my dwelling place. Even though the people of Ethiopia had given an offer to the people of Judah, God didn't jump in and says, no, I'm responsible here, not you. I need to go and do something. God's like, he's unmoved by this. He's like, look, if I want to help my people, you'll know about it. And I'll act in my own time because I'm ever watchful. He says, I will remain quiet and will look on from my dwelling place. I will remain quiet and I'll keep watching from my dwelling place. So I'm choosing to remain quiet. I've made a decision to remain quiet, but I'm watching you from my dwelling place. God's telling his people here, I am interested in what's going on. I care about what's going on. I will act in good time. You don't see me acting right now, you feel like I'm quiet. That doesn't mean that I'm uninterested. It doesn't mean I can't do anything. It doesn't mean that, as some people claim, I wound up the world and then let it go to its own devices. But they believe the idea that God is uninterested in the world. God's saying, look, I'm watching from my dwelling place, and given God's power, what we know there is, I'll act in good time. In fact, I'll act at the best time. I am watchful right now. Although you're dealing with trouble and you have an offer of alliances from strong countries, don't respond to them, because I will help you. At the minute, I'm just watching over events. So what I say this to us today is, God is watchful over all events. God is watching the events of our current times. For us as Christians, God is watching events. He's looking at events. And again, I can't say exactly how much God is intervening in events specifically. I don't personally know. But at times, I don't know if you feel like me. Feel like, what is God doing right now? Is God not going to step in and help a bit more? Is God not going to deal with that person? Deal with that country? Could he not have dealt with this back whenever it started in China? This whole pandemic of coronavirus? Could he not intervene in the life of this person, that person? But God is saying to these people, look, the things you interpret from my silence, or what you perceive as my silence, is not the reality. I am actually watching closely. I'm choosing to remain quiet, or choosing to look like I'm quiet. Because again, we don't know exactly what God's doing. What I see God saying to us through this today is, I am watching events. I'm watching the current events around the world. God cares about the coronavirus doing what it's doing throughout the world right now. He cares about the death rate. He cares about those getting sick. He cares about its impact on our spiritual lives and our physical health. He cares about its impact. But I believe God is waiting on the best opportunity. And again, I don't want to decipher exactly what God will do. As I shared yesterday, God can do many things through troubles like this. God can obviously use this as a phenomenal opportunity for us to actually seek what matters in life. Many people have described the times of suffering to be the best periods of time in their life. I personally went through a lot of suffering when I was younger, through many different means. One of them just being picked on, being bullied, being very easygoing. But I do look back on that time as being the strengthening and developing of a character in me that has helped me get through other things since that time. So God can be using events in any number of ways. But what I want to say to us today is, God is ever watchful. His eyes range throughout the earth. And just to finish on that actually, so he says, I'm choosing to remain quiet, but I am watching. A couple of chapters later in Isaiah chapter 26, which we'll get to soon, verse 21, it says, see, the Lord is coming out of his dwelling to punish the people of the earth for their sins. The earth will disclose the bloodshed upon her. She will conceal her slain no longer. See, the Lord is coming out of his dwelling. The God we know and serve is all powerful. He rose Jesus from the dead on this very day. He will act in the right time, And this is reminiscent of Jesus in the grave from Friday through to Sunday. Where was God in that time? Why did he not act quicker? What is God doing? That's how the apostles felt. Where is God? That may be another time where God would say, I'm watching closely and I'm looking at the hearts of man. Reminds me of scripture, the Lord's eyes range throughout the earth to see if there's anyone who's fully committed to him. Strengthen the hearts of people who are fully committed to him. But the eyes of the Lord range throughout the earth. He's looking at the hearts, because the hearts is really what matters. But just some thoughts today just on the people of Judah facing the challenge with the Assyrians, the Ethiopians called to try and help. It could have looked like God wasn't doing enough. And God says, no, hold back. I'm watching. Don't worry. This is not the best time. I don't know about you, but I'm a very impatient individual. I often run off and do things impatiently. And I realized if I'd have stood back, took my time, assessed the situation, I could have dealt with it so much better. And for me, this is what God's doing. All the while, and this is the key, all the while, he's communicating with his people. So I encourage us at the moment, if you're struggling to understand God's involvement in the world, or to explain it to other people, communicate, listen to God, hear what God has to share. If you've got questions, God will answer them. On another note, if you have any other questions, please send them my way. Please like this video if you can. Subscribe to That Bible Guy. I appreciate that a lot. A few comments recently and shares on my videos. I love to hear other people then hear them and see them. I really appreciate all this. We're praying together as a community for everyone right now. Praying that we can defeat this coronavirus. Praying that we can actually just live the best possible lives for God. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please enjoy your Easter, and with you all again very soon. God bless.